Of course.
Thank you for coming, Huron. I've been trying to track you down for some time. This is Marshal Warrin, Earl Bademar's military advisor. He will serve as a witness for the proceeding. He gestures at the man next to him. Well met, Road Warden. Your reputation precedes you. I admit you created a bit of stir throughout the nobility with your reclamation of Caed Nua. Most are still not sure what to think of you. So, what's this about? The legitimacy of your claim to Caed Nua is in question. Earl Bademar has issued a ruling on the matter. I see. All will be made clear once Lord Gathbin arrives. Do you have any questions for me while we wait? What do you know of Gathbin? While I've met him but once, it was ample time to determine the character of Lord our leader Gathbin, or lack thereof. He is descended from an old Aeduran line that predates the War of Defiance. His great-grandfather, Rannig Gathbin, was the Earl of Yenwood during the war. That is, until he was stripped of his lands and driven from Durwood. Yenwood. When the Durwood was a mere colony of Aedur, it was divided into 9 earldoms. When the Aedurans were defeated and ultimately driven out, 2 of the earldoms were absorbed and borders were adjusted. The Yenwood is one such earldom. The Grasp is now the largest of the 7 earldoms after it consumed the pre-war earldom of Yenwood. It encompasses notable settlements such as New Heomar, Garen's Grasp, Gilded Vale, and of course Caed Nua. Tell me about Earl Bademar. Earl Bademar comes from an esteemed line of lords that rose to prominence after the War of Defiance some 150 years ago. The Durwood consists of 7 earldoms, and the Bademars govern the northern earldom known as the Grasp. As to the current Bademar, he is as fine a man as I know. It is an honor to serve him. Tell me more about the Grasp. The Grasp is now the largest of the 7 earldoms after it continued. What was that about Road Warden? The one who rules Caed Nua on behalf of the Earl of Yenwood is traditionally known as the Road Warden. Your position might not be entirely official yet, but the title is an appropriate form of address. Marshal nods and smiles. Right. Timing is impeccable. Here comes Lord Gathbin now. An opulently dressed man strides toward the Chancellor, his sandy hair trailing him like a banner caught in a light breeze, boot heels echoing throughout the hall. An elven woman with cropped hair, dressed in dark, glinting mail, shadows his steps before taking position alongside him. She watches you unabashedly, taking your measure. Let's move past this formality as quickly as possible. I've other matters to attend to. It's well known that Caed Nua belongs to me by right. And where is this pretender? He who murdered the Redricks, my own sister and her husband, and now steals my land. Where is this low-born wretch? Warren clears his throat and glances at you. This man here? This is the Lord of Caed Nua? I thought he was just another servant, perhaps a valet or a porter. Can we get on with this, please? Warren breaks the seal on the scroll and unfurls it. Regarding the matter of the Gathbin claim on Caed Nua, Earl Bademar finds that the Gathbin claim was never relinquished. By law, Caed Nua is the rightful property of the Gathbin family. I knew it. Gathbin smirks at you triumphantly. I'm not yet finished reading, my lord. Gathbin rolls his eyes and motions for the Chancellor to continue. However, the Earl recognizes Huron's part in reclaiming Caed Nua, a site that has stood abandoned and even, some would say, cursed for over a century. Before Caed Nua is returned to the Gathbin family, the Earl has agreed that Lord Gathbin will provide compensation in the form of... Absolutely not! Gathbin folds his arms, a defiant scowl on his face. My lord, Warren raises his eyebrows. The amount is quite reasonable and a requirement for your land to be returned to you. If you'll just allow me to finish. I'll not pay a single copper to this miscreant for my ancestral land. Do you think I'm blind to the Earl's motives, lackey? He thinks he can send a message with this insult. I have a message you can send to that son of a whore. Cathbin raises an open hand as the Chancellor shrinks from him, arm raised in defense. Enough. How dare you give me an order? Cathbin whirls to face you. Lord, I suggest you calm yourself immediately. The Marshal's tone is calm, but his hand rests on the hilt of his sword. The elven woman deftly draws a pistol from her thick leather belt. Her eyes widen in anticipation. My lords, please, there's no need for violence. Lord Gathbin holds your gaze for several heartbeats, his eyes burning with hatred. I'll be coming for what's mine. Count on it. Come, Captain Emery, we're leaving. He sneers defiantly before storming down the hall. The captain lowers her pistol and gives a smirking shrug before following her employer. Well, I can't say that Gathbin's reaction was entirely unexpected. Though no fault of your own, I'm afraid you made a powerful enemy. He did seem a little upset, didn't he? I've heard he's always been vicious, even as a boy, and he can hold a grudge for a very long time. In any case, Caed Nua now officially belongs to you since Lord Gathbin has rejected the Earl's decree. He hands you a deep blue scepter which looks to have been carved entirely out of a sapphire. Here, this belonged to one of the old lords of Caed Nua. By right, it's yours now. You have gained an item. Lord Highwayn's Stennis added to inventory. I'm not making a friend out of Lord Gathbin, so I'm not giving him 1,000 copper pieces. That's just ridiculous. I'm not offering him a feast either, or threatening him. I'm just leaving. Yeah, I'm done here. Was a pleasure to finally meet you, my lord. Warren bows. Perhaps we'll speak again under more pleasant circumstances. Farewell, Huron. The Marshal nods at you and leaves. Well, we got experience out of it, at least. Show me the scepter. Soulbound scepter, two-handed. Crushing and slashing damage. Accurate 4, plus 15 accuracy, plus 15% damage, plus 20% raw damage. It's nice, very nice. Binds with wizard, priest, or druid. What exactly does that mean? It has a bind soul ability. I'd like to see what that is. Are you sure you want the soulbind Gert Venestenis to Huron? Once bound, this item cannot be equipped by any other character. Yes. Okay, deals 200 raw damage to enemies with Gert Venestenis to unlock the next level. Okay. "12 to 19 Pierce Crush. 12 to 19 Crush Slash. This is a better item anyway. Not be enchanted, but right. Its raw damage is stealth will unlock the next level. Right. Right. We're heading back to the cemetery. We're looking at closer to 20,000 experience points before we get a level up.
To whispers and shadows.
Not even half done with this. Something twitches and shambles in the darkness between the slats. A rancid draft creeps from the
And the
house.
fire shows me something new.
Rite of Hidden Wonders. Plus 3 mechanics for 2 minutes. It's an area of effect. I like that. There's quite a lot of interesting small things that you can do if you really search. It's nothing amazingly good, but at the same time, I haven't seen anything like that before in all my time of playing.
That's it!
Right, these guys are weak.
Hey,
How quickly am I getting these upgrade points? 17 points, right. It's about
Let's see what I can
25% of the damage I'm doing with the item. I'm not doing exactly massive amounts of damage. Crockware, stale footstuffs, and once priceless vases, now chipped and cracked, fill the wagon.
leave it to me.
Spot on! That's it! To whispers and shadows.
This mausoleum has been sealed tight.
All right then.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Heritage Hill Cemetery. Okay. Focus gains, deflection gains, reflex gains. Be useful for warrior type. We need to squeeze some extra out of it. Ikanta's house. A woman bends over a roaring fireplace, feeding a splintered chair leg into it. As you get closer, you notice something unnatural about her. A certain pallor to her skin. A lack of movement beneath her flesh, even while her arms execute deft, efficient movements. And then you see the puckered flesh, ragged and bloodless over her heart. I would not get too close, Juan. Look there. She's not truly living, and such things always hunger after life.
It's rude to stare, you know. Don't worry. I've no mind to start anything with you. After all, I've stayed in such good shape by choosing my meals carefully.
Who are you?
A survivor, by the grace of my own careful preparations. When I heard the claws scrabbling at the door outside, I took care of matters myself. And since then, I've been careful to keep myself fresh and fed.
Do you know what happened here?
An incredible act of animancy, of a magnitude this part of the world likely hasn't seen since Engwithan times. Someone found something very powerful and ancient, and I'd bet my own preserved life it wasn't Aldhelm or his lovely assistant.
What do you know about this Aldhelm? His name barely merits repeating. He's a charlatan who liked to dig up pretty artifacts and call himself a scholar. The pity with animancy these days is that just about anyone can claim to be an expert. I still don't understand why this district is full of walking corpses. She spins from the fire to face you. Because someone found a way to tether their souls to their bodies. Don't you see? She taps her skull with an impatient finger. So when the heart stops beating, when the blood stops flowing, their body is still animate and with a new-found hunger. He turns back to the fire. Those that can feed it with living flesh and essence stay strong and sharp. Those that can't degenerate quickly. I see. She smirks. I truly doubt that. Yeah, it's time for me to get going. Left out to rot, these potatoes are covered with wet, rank-smelling bruises. Stale loaves are as hard as rocks.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet. A simple test. That's settled. A simple test.
Wonder if he has live food here.
That's settled.
Keep herself fresh. Right, that's what I thought. Okay, one of you needs to block this.
Yes?
You're not one of Ikantha's servants. Please, you got to get us out of here before she feeds on us. What happened to you? We're just groundskeepers. When the district fell into chaos, Ikantha took us in, said we'd be safe until the Knights got things under control. Instead, she locked us in here. Every week one of those monsters who serves her comes in and takes one of us away. I don't know what she's doing, but sometimes we can hear the screams. Please get us out of here. Stay here for now. I'll deal with her.
Hey.
Eyes open.
Something or someone snapped this candelabra in two. Spider fingers. Grants restore light endurance, 3 per rest. What exactly does it do? 18 endurance, area of effect. So, +1 perception and minor healing. That's what it does. We might as well give it to her. She does nothing.
Alright then.
Right, it's gonna be a fight with some of her allies. I'm not leaving the prisoners here. He wasn't overtly hostile, but...
Hey. Oh?
Ooh.
I'm ready.
I
Following
bet
your
you
lead.
are.
Yes? How may I help? Hey.
Let's talk about this.
You return. What if you come seeking this time?
I came across a group of people in the back room. She clucks. I hope you didn't disturb them. Routing them up is quite the chore. So she's just going to ignore that?
Hey.
Right. So,
Following your lead.
wonder how this is gonna work.
I'm ready.
Yes?
Following your lead. What?
Hey.
I hope you've gotten that out of your system.
She shows nothing more than a few scratches after you fight. Hope you've gotten that out of your system.
Hey.
So how the fuck am I supposed to deal with this? Just go.
You return.
So is she supposed to be immortal now?
Nice and quiet.
Honestly, I don't see how that would make much of a difference. You don't have to keep stabbing her, you could
This I
subdue
haven't
her
seen
and
before.
deal with her that way. I'm sure the regeneration isn't gonna do her much good while when I stick her in a furnace or something.
Keeping an eye out.
Keep an eye out, boss. This doesn't really... Ooh. Is this the excavation? Something odd too that has triggered all this. I don't see why we should go down there.
I shall.
Yes,
Yes.
Hmm?
yes,
I?
Don't see why I would
yes.
How may I help?
try to do anything with these guys. Not too far away.
Hey. How may I help?
What?
Hey.
Following your lead.
Skeletal wizards, two of them. They have a decent amount of firepower and capabilities. Right. Fireball them. Fireball somewhere here. Right.
Brave out.
Hard to see where I'm shooting, but keep on shooting. The one wizard is pretty much on his own, causing us a lot of trouble, but I think we'll be fine. Right, got hurt a little bit. Doesn't matter, we got rid of most of the guys coming after us. That's the only thing that really matters. Now, Ghouls. You don't have to do that, but you need to fire with this. Anything else? I don't know. All defenses. No, no, no. I still don't recall at all what the priest can do. Also, I could try to freeze them. There's no real downside to using this. Yeah, just keep on firing. You try to keep the skeletal wizard from causing too much fuss.
Spot on! That's it!
Following your lead.
Spot on!
Nice little fight.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
All right then.
I would imagine most of the guys that were here would attack, so no more enemies. Right. The tower. Into the tower we go. Still, this was basically trash. There was fundamentally nothing particularly dangerous here. The massive stone door of the tower is sealed, and there doesn't appear to be any way to opening it. Right. Okay.
Be cautious. Be constant.
Maybe you can ask the woman about the tower, and that's why I can't kill her. A bad way to... basically, bad reason to keep her invulnerable.
You return. What if you come seek an incredible act of animancy? Of a
Yeah, it's just... it might make sense from a development perspective somehow, but role-playing wise it makes no sense, because he's undead that is feasting on some prisoners here, and I just have to let it go, apparently. I mean, I couldn't even, through dialogue, try to attempt something. There's no options there. You could... from practical point of view, I've achieved the same thing through much more subtle means that wouldn't be quite so, well, quite so clumsy.
Greetings.
Right, so I guess I'll go and report what I've found so far. Any news from Heritage Hill? Your guards were charmed by the spirit of a woman named Lyra. I've gotten rid of her. Her tired eyes grow round. By the flame, you found her! My missing commander! She heaves a sigh and loses her gaze among the floor tiles. She was calling to the watch from beyond the grave. It doesn't make sense, but nothing in that accursed district does. What happened to the soldiers under her spell? They didn't make it. I see. Nevertheless, thank you for your help. You've left me with as many questions as answers, but at least I know what happened to my troops, and Commander Lyra. Please accept this as token of my gratitude. If there's nothing else, I must attend to my duties. 1,000 coppers and some measly experience. Probably because it was sort of a mixed bag. If you would have... I guess if I would have humored the Spectre, she would have escorted the soldiers out. Nothing's pending. Construction will finish in 24 hours. Almost 10,000 copper, so we can certainly afford the bees coming our way. More of a question now, what exactly are we gonna do? Probably never visit the Temple of Poetica. Seems like a thing to do. Without a doubt, we'll get sent somewhere else anyway. What else did we have in this place? I don't even recall. We need to talk to people, retrieve some kind of a breastplate. Have you found the Valiant yet? I have no recollection what they're talking about. I'm gonna rest and go to the Wodikan temple below the crypts. I'm sure the city is not gonna suddenly disappear anywhere, so we can certainly do these other things later. But this doesn't seem like... this still seems like sort of the middle game thing to do. so probably no real hurry about anything. And there are a lot of areas outside the city we can go, but we haven't bothered with yet. Scrivener's dormitory, we had a reason to go there. I don't recall what that reason was, but no. There was also the people here. Sort of skip that. It's only because I don't want to join the troop here, even attempt it. Doesn't mean there aren't other people there I couldn't talk to, get something useful out of them. Putting on some kind of a play. The 100 poison arrows of the Crimson Serpent's Ring. No one is there named there. Dala was the one we talked to.
Hello.
What do you do? That depends entirely on the demands of the role. She lays a slender hand on her chest. I am the Pallid Knight, the Widow of the Wood, and the Warrior Queen Mokka, all at different times. To live a different life each day is a glorious thing indeed, my friend. Right, so... Right, I have no interest in becoming a new member of this group. Might give us something, but... there's the box. I can see my character going, ooh, there's the theater troupe. I want to join them. So I'm not. It would be the thing to do if you would basically play this like, oh, this. Let's see what every possible thing this game has to offer for you. Then it makes
Greetings.
sense. Yeah, I need a room. Athletics, mechanics, dexterity, survival, defense when disengaging, intellect and lore, perception and resolve. I think I'm willing to pay a little bit. Perception would aid at accuracy for everyone. Resolve is it's not defense, it's endurance. Athletics, mechanics, range, accuracy. Just give me a common room. So far, lore hasn't really been useful in those scripted encounters or dialogue. Not really a big scroll user either. Probably because we haven't been challenged enough yet. One fight that we did lose and give up on was the Drake. But that was some time ago, and I was definitely a worse player at that point. Rather, I had a much inferior understanding of the game mechanics. Now I'm sort of getting into the phase where I have a routine against most things. Not necessarily that everything is easy, but there's very few surprises. I can see how things are gonna go by just looking at what type of creatures there are at the opposite side. I don't have to wonder about what they can do. I can take educated guesses about what they're strong against defense-wise and things like that. What they can do to contribute to the fight and all that. I can reasonably well say how long my guys are gonna last, that sort of thing. I'm not 100% accurate on those little predictions, but there's no big surprises
Margrin's
anymore.
fire casts light in dark places.
Spellcasters might be an exception because I have no idea what spells they can cast, and I can't even see 4th level spells yet. Well, there could be big surprises coming our way on that front.